Hey, I'm Dr. Jesse, and I like meat. I know that is not a popular thing to say right now, but I will say it again. I like meat. And I want to say that as a doctor because there are so many nutritional and health benefits when it comes to meat. And I feel that if there is still this anti-meat sentiment, that it could actually hurt a lot of people because meat really provides us with a lot of important nutrition. So in this video, I just want to talk about the benefits of meat and the nutrition that it does provide us, and then talk about the reasons why people may not like meat, because I do understand those reasons as well, but I definitely want to talk about them. Now, what this video is definitely not trying to convince people who are vegan or vegetarian or who don't want to eat meat, because I don't believe in that. I think everyone has a right to live the way they want to live, and everyone is different and has different nutritional requirements and beliefs. And so I think that you should make your own decision. So with that said, let's get into the video and start talking about some of these nutritional benefits. Meat is an excellent source of fats and proteins. And as you know, if you've been watching my previous videos, fat and protein is vital to our health. Now, a little bit more into the protein. Now, when people hear protein, they typically think of probably just one thing, but that's really not the case. Protein is interesting and complex because it further breaks down into amino acids. Now, in total, there are 20 amino acids, but 9 of these are essential, meaning that we have to get them from our diet. So what's excellent about meat is that meat provides us with all of these essential amino acids. So why is that important? Well, essential amino acids do so many important things for our body, from helping our brain to our immune system, to most notably helping in our muscle growth and development, among so many other important functions. So it's important that we get all of those amino acids, and meat is an excellent source of that. Now let's go on to the fats. And what's great about meat is that it provides us with all the important and, again, essential type of fats that we need to get from our diet in order to maintain our health. Now, fats that are essential in particular are called omega-3 fatty acids. I'm sure you may have heard of those. Now, these fatty acids are not found in other foods besides meat, meaning you have to eat meat in order to get these essential amino acids. Now, however, to that point, there is a type of essential fatty acid that can be found in plant-based foods that may or may not be able to be converted in our bodies. Now, the idea is that it may not be converted as well from those plant foods as if you were just getting it from the animal source directly, which is what makes meat, again, such an excellent fat, protein, nutrition source. Now, in addition to these macronutrients, right, the fats and the proteins, meat provides a wealth of micronutrients or vitamins and minerals. And now, just to kind of talk about that, the fact that meat provides this diversity of nutrients all in just one small package, right, means that it is super efficient. You don't have to keep on eating all different types of foods. It's very simple. You get a piece of meat, maybe switch up the animal source every day or so, and then you're pretty much guaranteed you're taking in all your essential nutrients to maintain and optimize your health. Moving on to these important vitamins and minerals, which really only comes from meat, you have important vitamins like B12, iron, zinc, vitamin D, calcium. Now, all of these vitamins and minerals are extremely important for our health, and they have all different functions, from regulating our central nervous system or our brain and neurons, to muscles, to our immune system, to the way our blood carries oxygen. You see, all of these vitamins, all these nutrients that come from meat are essential for life. In particular, I'll talk about iron real quick. Now, meat is a great source of iron, and our body needs iron because without it, we essentially can't live. See, what happens is you have something called hemoglobin, and this hemoglobin fits in your red blood cells. And the job of this hemoglobin is to essentially take oxygen from the air and then deliver it throughout your body to allow you to survive. Now, iron is placed in this hemoglobin molecule and it attaches to the oxygen so that you're able to absorb and take it in. Without iron, we essentially don't live. And that's just one important function of iron. Iron has many functions in the body, but that being the most notable. And meat is an excellent source of iron. Now, the problem if you don't eat meat is that you can become anemic. Or essentially have a low blood count or low iron or low hemoglobin count. And like you can probably already guess, it's quite dangerous. So it is important that we take in this iron, and if you can, from meat sources. Now, plant-based sources can give you iron. However, like most nutrients, at times, your body may not be able to digest this iron as well as it can from meat-based sources. So you always want to be careful with that. Now, all these other nutrients I mentioned, B12, vitamin D, calcium, very important for your body, and meat is an excellent source. So with that said, I kind of give you a nice summary of just how important meat is, which is essentially crucial for our body. Now, can you live without meat? Absolutely. I mean, millions of people are essentially doing this, right? And you very well can do that. You just probably want to be careful and make sure you're supplementing these extra nutrients that you're not getting from your diet. So before I end, I do want to mention probably the reasons why most people are so anti-meat and why meat got such a bad reputation. Now, for one thing, I love animals. I've grown up with animals my entire life. I have a dog currently. I love him. I would do anything for animals. But at the same time, I also understand that part of life, part of living in this world means you do have to kill and take a life at times in order to survive. It's just the reality of nature and of life. And we do have to do that when it comes to animals. And that's why it is important if you do eat meat, or when you do eat meat, to realize that you are eating what was once a live, living creature. Now, obviously, it depends on what you think about animals and if they're conscious or not. I do, but I'm always grateful whenever I am eating that piece of meat and realizing that that animal gave me life, and we had to take its life. Also, when you are realizing that this food, this meat, is coming from a live animal, from a source of life, you definitely then appreciate and you want to moderate the amount of food you're eating, right? There's no reason to eat excess, which means you're just taking life unnecessarily. We definitely want to eat in moderation. So with any type of food, especially meat, you always want to eat in moderation and take in only what your body needs. Not only is that good for animals and the planet, but it's also good for your health, right? We want to avoid being overweight. We want to avoid taking in extra nutrients. Although a lot of these nutrients are healthy for us, excess of anything is always a bad thing. So you always want to be mindful of just how much food you're eating. Another big issue, again, on the animal topic and why meat has a bad reputation is because maybe of the way it's sourced. Now, there's something called like conventional farming, conventional animal farms, where essentially they pack animals in and they sort of treat them like a product, and it's not necessarily a very humane way of going about providing us with meat. And I don't like that. Right? I don't like that, which is why I always want to make sure that the meat I'm getting is from a humanely raised source. Obviously, if I can, to the best of my ability. So that means, were those cows or pigs or whatever animal able to graze freely and essentially live their life as free as possible until the time came where they were humanely killed. So that's very important to me. Usually, if you want to find the same, you'd find something that says grass-fed or grass-finished. Grass-finished, more importantly now, means that that animal is able to graze on open pastures and live a free life rather than locked in a cage and treated like it's just another product. I think that is very sad. I don't agree with that. I understand there's a lot of people to feed, so that's why these businesses come about. But I think that if more people realize where their meat, where these animals are coming from, and ate more in moderation and not in excess, we could probably put a major dent in fixing this problem and making animal food more environmentally and humanely sourced. So I think that's really what we should be focusing on rather than saying no meat forever. I think it's just helping make the process more humane and limiting us eating in excess. That's my little spiel on meat. It's something I'm passionate about because I am passionate about nutrition and health and helping people. And again, as a doctor, I want to help people and give them the right advice, information. And I think for me to say that meat is bad and it's all wrong wouldn't be the right thing, and it would actually hurt a lot of people. Meat is an extremely, maybe the best source of nutrition. Now, like anything in life, diversity is always good. Moderation is always good. Limiting excess is always good, right? The biggest problem really that I always say is excess. Just decrease the amount of food you eat in general and you'll be a lot healthier. Try to stick to the whole foods, particularly meats, veggies, fruits, whole grains, and you'll be healthy, right? We want to maintain our health in a healthy weight, and I think that's the way to do it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting. I'm sorry if it was too controversial. I just wanted to say a few things about meat because it is, I think, important for us to hear. And definitely check out my other videos. Check out this video over here. I think you will definitely learn a thing or two, and I will see you in the next video.